I talked to, of course, you know we have difficulty with certified math teachers, period. So the question is up to you all though. You either change the policy or try to seek a waiver, a one-time waiver for this, because another situation you may not want to waive it, but because it's a critical skills area or needs, we may want to try to seek a waiver. All I can tell you is that as far as our math supervisor, he believes that we ought to try to keep this person.
Is this leave paid or unsworn?
Unpaid.
It's unpaid.
Unpaid. It's not paid.
Could you just take some out?
Again, only two things there. It amounts to medical and educational. We're saying that it's already kind of been out there as military spouse.
When would this leave start?
I think it's in August to sometime later in whatever 8 months would be.
Well, can we not get a waiver? Let's see if we can get a waiver.
Oh, that's all it needs, a little direction, and I'll bring it back to the board and let you know where it stands.
See if we can get a teacher too that's certified.
Yeah, see if we can get a good substitute teacher.
I mean, that-
Well, a substitute teacher we might get, but a certified math substitute teacher
That's
without
what
a
I mean,
question.
certified.
Yeah, I don't think we can up front because we're already short at the high school math teachers. So I'm just guessing that can't be done.
But the math department, I guess it was the math coach, is that who it was, who recommended that we need to keep this person?
The math coach, supervisor, director.
Supervisor, I think it might be a good idea to try to keep this up.
What did he recommend exactly?
That we try to seek something so we can get her back. Like a medical leave, but it'd be something about spousal, military leave, something. I'm just making up this as I go.
Because, you know, here's the thing, I mean, you know, it's unpaid.
It is unpaid.
So, I mean, if you know, we drop her like a hot potato, I mean, we're still gonna have to foot the bill for a substitute.
And will be one more teacher not certified on our list.
So we need to do everything we
So
can.
how is that covered as far as insurance?
So that was going to be my question.
Okay.
We are not going to provide her insurance at our expense. She's just going to be on an approved military spousal leave.
It's like
No
educational
benefits.
reasons. We don't pay insurance for that either. Now, the medical's a little tricky. That's a little different. But this would be just like whatever we come up with would not have that in it.
But now she can have the option to pay 100%
Correct.
of her insurance. If she
And
chooses.
she may be able to drop it because I'm sure the military has good insurance
Great
too.
insurance.
So I don't think she's worried about that. But I just want to make sure to give me kind of a direction to come back to the board, whether you want to change the whole policy, which takes a long time, or try to go after a waiver to our policy and bring it back to the board, if that's possible. If not, I will be coming back to the board with a policy with 30-day comment period. If I can't get a waiver. Just give me kind of a direction to go in unofficially.
I think we need to get a waiver.
No vote, but just kind
I mean,
of
that's-
nodding the heads.
Does
I can
anybody,
go
I mean,
for it.
I don't oppose that at all.
I mean, I hate to see us lose a math teacher, a certified math teacher, or even.
Yeah, we can't
But she may
penalize
go-
one person because they're skilled.
And she may go forever.
She may leave
And
and
never
stay.
get her back.
Right.
We may give her a waiver, she may still leave forever.
Right, and I think
I mean, we don't know what
that's
she's
been,
gonna do.
right, but that's been a discussion here. And the question is, which is the least likely to be successful? And according to our math person, is leave of absence. And yes, they still may not come back, but there is a home here that she has to come back to. If you completely say no and we terminate her contract, it might be, well, I'm not coming back even if I want to, because, you know, the way you treated me. So that's kind of the way we look at it. It was a big deal to us to try to figure out what to do and not set, you know, down the road some things we don't want. But a waiver would be something we might look at first. And I will proceed. The second thing, if I might, Mr. President, is we had a request, I think I may have given you something that Brenda did about Amanda Scott, Lincoln County High School teacher, for a trip to Europe during spring break. Text, a copy's been attached for you. There have been several questions. We could not, I brought it up to Ms. Lucas today, and she's had some email correspondence, but she could not reach her today for a response. The way it was left, and this was in June prior to my arrival, that it seemed like a good idea to the cabinet or to the curriculum team, but it had to have board approval to proceed. And as I read, I think what you all received, there was a deadline of July the 31st, and if we had not approved it by July 31st, then it had to be in writing and the money refunded. But I cannot get it on the board agenda, even if I get my questions answered, the board members answered, and like fundraiser, how they're going to raise the money, how many students, what grade. I think things were sent out in a letter, if I understood it this morning, and they're getting responses back. But apparently, we don't know that yet. But by July 31st, there has to be so many, yes. We don't know who the chaperones will be. I do know the sponsor is Amanda Scott, and she is a teacher of math teacher, and she wants to go to Europe. And I think you have the agenda for the trip, right? All through day 10. Over spring break, and the board knows that no matter how this comes about, that the board has to